So the climate thing is kind of going nuts. This morning I saw a story, I think Angie Setzer posted this, that there was a plan to clear cut 420 acres of forested lands in Gaylord, Michigan to build a solar farm. And it's just getting ridiculous at this point. We're taking up farmland, we're taking up all these places that can capture CO2 to capture sunlight. It makes no sense. It got shot down. The opposition to it was so great. It was just like a no-brainer. The other thing that's funny about it too is Michigan State said, we've got data that shows that if you do this, we're actually going to create more greenhouse gas emissions than we're going to save by a significant amount. Why the hell are you doing this? And they were like, okay, I guess this doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of the whole thing, right? It's just the Inflation Reduction Act is just funding all of these things, and it's like a get-rich scheme. And I keep telling you guys, it's the same thing with agriculture. It's the same thing with all this stuff. There's so much money out there, and the government always pays you. I mean, that's just the way it is. You get paid. And that's why there's so many people that are pushing this carbon intensity score and carbon sequestration programs and cover crops and all these other things. They're getting paid like big bucks. And they act like they're doing the environment a lot of good, which, yeah, some of this stuff might actually help. But at the same point, they're kind of looking at that, and that's their money ticket. It's the meal ticket for the future. That's all their money. And that's where all these solar farms and stuff are coming from. It's big bucks. They don't care about 20 years down the road. They just care about getting the big paycheck right now. How do you think guys are getting paid a lot more than what their land is worth for a solar farm? Why wouldn't they pay you asking price or slightly above, not like double what the land is actually worth? And why are these leases getting paid for years before the solar farm even gets done? Why are we getting paid for all this other stuff? It's all a huge money grab. It's all it is. There's a lot of people that are acting like they're going to help you get a whole bunch more money for your farm. Let's say you lose a little bit of yield, or you lose a lot of other things. It costs you money to do what they're telling you to do. And yeah, it's for a government program, but someday those government programs run out of money or they just go away. I mean, this kind of happens every year. We always have people that get this EQIP money and then it goes away, and then they're like, well, I just don't feel like doing soil sampling anymore, or I don't want a nutrient management plan, or I don't feel like doing this waterway project if you're not going to keep paying me for this. And when that money dries up, you're going to have all these people that are just building their entire company, their careers, everything else around, and selling land and putting in solar panels. It's all going to be just forgotten about, and it's just going to be an eyesore for some of us. It's going to be a pain in the ass for other people. It just makes no sense to me. Now, there's agronomists that get paid to promote cover crops. Eventually, that's going to go away. It's not that we shouldn't be doing some of these things, but the incentives are so big that there's just so much money out there. Guys are literally giving up morals to get as much money as they can. That's why I don't do any of that stuff. And it's not that I hate those things. It just doesn't make, I don't know, it's against my morals, against what I want to do. And don't get me wrong, if you're doing it, doesn't mean that you're like morally corrupt, but something's wrong.